1949. Red Byron. The inaugural champion of NASCAR's Top Series, Byron won 2 of the season's 8 races and secured the title with a 16th place finish in the final race at North Wilkesboro. His consistent performance gave him a 117.5-point margin in the standings. 1950. Bill Rexford. At age 23, Rexford became the youngest Cup champion. He only won 1 race in 1950 but maintained steady finishes across 17 events to take the title. Rexford clinched the championship with a 26th place finish in the finale and prevailed by 110.5 points. 1951. Herb Thomas. Thomas won 7 races in 1951 and clinched the championship with a 21st place finish in the final event. He edged Fonty Flock by 146 points to secure his first title. Thomas became the first driver to win multiple championships, as he would claim a second title 2 years later. 1952. Tim Flock. Flock earned his first championship in 1952 with 8 wins and consistent top finishes. He ended the season 106 points ahead of Herb Thomas. Remarkably, Flock flipped his car in the final race yet still secured the title, joking that he was the only driver to win a championship upside down. 1953. Herb Thomas. Thomas became NASCAR's first 2-time champion in 1953. Driving a Hudson Hornet, he dominated with 12 wins and led all drivers in poles, laps led, and money earned. Thomas won the title by a comfortable margin, 8,400 points to 7,814 over Lee Petty, the largest points gap of the early era. 1954. Lee Petty. Petty secured his first championship in 1954 through consistency. He won 7 races to Herb Thomas's 12, but Petty amassed more top 5, 24, and top 10, 32 finishes. That reliability put him 283 points ahead of Thomas in the final standings, delivering Petty Enterprises its first Cup title. 1955. Tim Flock. Flock's record-setting 1955 season earned him a second championship. Driving Carl Kiekhaefer's Chrysler team, he won 18 races, a single-season record that stood until 1967. Flock's dominance allowed him to clinch the title by 1,508 points, making him the first driver to win titles in both the Grand National and strictly stock eras. 1956. Buck Baker. Baker captured his first championship in 1956 with 14 wins, leading Kiekhaefer's powerhouse team. His number 300 Chrysler was fast all year, and Baker's consistency gave him a 704-point final lead. This title set the stage for Baker to become the sport's first back-to-back champion. 1957. Buck Baker. Baker became the first driver to win consecutive Cup championships with his 1957 title. He won 6 races and logged 38 top 10 finishes, staying ahead of his rivals through steady performance. Baker ultimately beat Marvin Panch by 760 points to secure his second straight championship. 1958. Lee Petty. Petty reclaimed the championship in 1958, his second title. He won 7 races and piled up 43 top 10 finishes. Petty's veteran consistency helped him finish 644 points ahead of Buck Baker as he re-established Petty Enterprises at the top of the standings. 1959. Lee Petty. Petty won his third championship in 1959, highlighted by a victory in the inaugural Daytona 500. He captured 11 wins that season and once again relied on consistency to prevail. Petty edged Cotton Owens by 1,830 points, becoming NASCAR's first 3-time champion and solidifying the Petty family legacy. 1960. Rex White. White, an independent driver, claimed the 1960 title with 6 wins and relentless consistency. He finished nearly every race in the top 10 and ended the season 3,936 points ahead of runner-up Richard Petty. White's championship remains a testament to steady performance over big budgets. 1961. Ned Jarrett. Jarrett won the 1961 championship despite only 1 victory all year. Relying on 34 top 10 finishes in 46 starts, he accumulated enough points to beat Rex White by 830 points. Jarrett's title, his first, showed that consistency could trump wins under the point system. 1962. Joe Weatherly. Weatherly earned the 1962 championship, his first of 2 straight. He won 9 races and kept a points cushion throughout the season. Weatherly finished 2,396 points ahead of Richard Petty, becoming the 4th different champion in 4 years. 1963. Joe Weatherly. Weatherly successfully defended his title in 1963, becoming the 2nd driver to win back-to-back championships after Buck Baker. He logged 6 wins and dozens of top 5 finishes over 53 races. Weatherly's consistency allowed him to beat Richard Petty by 2,228 points and secure consecutive titles. 1964. Richard Petty. Petty won his first championship in 1964, beginning his march toward NASCAR's record books. He captured 9 wins in his Plymouth and displayed remarkable reliability. Petty finished over 5,000 points ahead of Ned Jarrett in the standings, despite Jarrett winning 15 races that year. This dominant season marked the first of Petty's 7 titles. 1965, Ned Jarrett. Jarrett took his second championship in 1965 with a commanding performance. He won 13 races and astonishingly scored 42 top 5 finishes in 54 starts. Jarrett cruised to the title by 3,034 points over Dick Hutcherson, setting records for consistency and securing Ford's first Cup championship of the decade. 1966, David Pearson. Pearson won his first championship in 1966, tallying 15 victories with Cotton Owens Dodge. He battled James Hilton in a tight points race but pulled ahead by 1,950 points at season's end. Pearson's breakout title established him as a new force in the series. 1967, Richard Petty. Petty had a record-shattering season in 1967, winning 27 races including 10 in a row. Driving the famous Plymouth number 43, he utterly dominated and clinched the championship with a 6,028-point margin over James Hilton. Petty's 1967 campaign is widely regarded as the most dominant in NASCAR history. 1968, David Pearson. Pearson narrowly captured his second title in 1968. He won 16 races in Holman Moody's Ford and dueled with Bobby Isaac for the points lead. In the end, Pearson edged Isaac by just 126 points to make it 2 championships in 3 years. 1969, David Pearson. Pearson repeated as champion in 1969, becoming a 3-time title winner. He earned 11 victories and consistently ran up front in the Holman Moody Ford. Pearson beat Richard Petty by 357 points to claim back-to-back championships, capping his Hall of Fame-worthy run with Holman Moody. 1970, Bobby Isaac. Isaac won the 1970 championship in a dramatic, down-to-the-wire battle. Driving the sleek Dodge Daytona, he captured 11 wins and 13 poles during the season. The title fight with Bobby Allison came down to the final race. Isaac ultimately prevailed by 51 points, one of the closest finishes of the era. 1971, Richard Petty. Petty earned his 3rd championship in 1971 with a dominant campaign. He won 21 races, the second highest total in NASCAR history, and claimed the season-long point lead early. Petty cruised to the title by 364 points over James Hilton, firmly re-establishing himself as King Richard. 1972, Richard Petty. Petty picked up his 4th championship in 1972, the first season of the modern era. He won 8 races and remained a top 5 fixture, securing the title by 127.9 points over Bobby Allison. Petty's title, his second in a row, made him the first driver to reach 4 career championships. 1973, Benny Parsons. Parsons clinched the 1973 title in an underdog story for the ages. Despite winning only 1 race, he used 21 top 10 finishes to build a points lead. In the final race, Parsons overcame an early crash, with rival teams helping patch his car, to finish 25th and secure the championship, while Cale Yarborough fell 67 points short. 1974, Richard Petty. Petty won his 5th championship in 1974, bouncing back after 2 seasons away from the title. He logged multiple wins, including his 5th Daytona 500, and maintained the points lead through the 30-race schedule. Petty finished 567.5 points ahead of Cale Yarborough, beginning the first back-to-back title run of his career. 1975, Richard Petty. Petty successfully defended his title in 1975, marking his 6th championship. He won 7 races and was a model of consistency, with 21 top 5 finishes across 30 races. Petty ended the season 722 points ahead of Dave Marcis. This championship made Petty the first driver to reach 6 career Cup titles. 1976, Cale Yarborough. Yarborough broke through in 1976 to claim his first championship after years of close calls. Driving Junior Johnson's Chevy, he won 9 races and led a fierce points battle with Richard Petty. Yarborough's late-season steadiness allowed him to edge Petty by 195 points, kicking off a historic championship streak. 1977, Cale Yarborough. Yarborough defended his title in 1977, becoming the first driver to win back-to-back championships since the 1960s. He again won 9 races during the season and consistently finished near the front. Yarborough beat Richard Petty by 386 points to secure his 2nd straight title. 1978, Cale Yarborough. Yarborough achieved an unprecedented 3rd consecutive championship in 1978. He won 10 races, the most of any season in his title run, and entered the final race with a slim lead. Yarborough finished a strong 3rd at Ontario to seal the title by 74 points over Bobby Allison, completing the first Cup title three-peat. 1979, Richard Petty. Petty captured his 7th and final championship in 1979 in a dramatic finish. At age 42, he won 5 races and stayed consistent while rivals faltered late. In the season finale, Contender Darrell Waltrip suffered an engine issue, and Petty's fifth-place finish was enough to win the championship by 11 points. Petty's seventh title set a record that would stand for decades. 1980. Dale Earnhardt. Earnhardt claimed his first championship in 1980, driving the blue and yellow number 2 for Rod Osterlund. The hard-charging 29-year-old earned 5 wins and dueled veteran Cale Yarborough throughout the year. Earnhardt's aggressive consistency paid off as he edged Yarborough by 19 points in the final standings, heralding a new superstar in NASCAR. 1981. Darrell Waltrip. Waltrip won his first championship in 1981 after a season-long duel with Bobby Allison. Piloting Junior Johnson's Mountain Dew Buick, Waltrip finished with 12 wins and 21 top 5 finishes in 31 races. He clinched the title by 53 points over Allison, kicking off a new era of rivalry and securing Junior Johnson's first driver's championship as an owner. 1982. Darrell Waltrip. Waltrip repeated as champion in 1982, showcasing remarkable consistency. He again won 9 races during the season and battled Bobby Allison down to the wire. In the finale, Waltrip's solid third-place run was enough to beat Allison by 72 points. Waltrip became the first back-to-back champion of the modern 1972-plus era and solidified Junior Johnson's team as the one to beat. 1983. Bobby Allison. Allison finally secured his lone Cup championship in 1983 after several near misses. The 45-year-old veteran won 6 races in DieGuard's number 22 and traded the point lead with Waltrip all year. Allison clinched the title by 47 points over Waltrip in the final race, becoming, at the time, the oldest champion at 45 years old. 1984. Terry Labonte. Labonte won the 1984 championship through consistency and poise beyond his 28 years. He captured 2 victories and an impressive 24 top 10 finishes in 30 races. Driving the Hagen number 44 Chevy, Labonte outlasted Harry Gant and Dale Earnhardt to win the title by 65 points. His first championship earned him the nickname Iron Man for his reliability. 1985. Darrell Waltrip. Waltrip's third championship in 1985 came via consistency prevailing over raw speed. Driving the number 11 Chevy, he only won 3 races, but was a top 5 machine throughout the season. His rival Bill Elliott dominated with 11 wins and won the Winston Million, but Elliott's few bad finishes gave Waltrip the edge. Waltrip clinched by 101 points, joining NASCAR's elite with 3 titles. 1986. Dale Earnhardt. Earnhardt returned to championship form in 1986, capturing his second title. The Intimidator won 5 races and scored 16 top 5 finishes with Richard Childress Racing. He built a comfortable lead and sealed the championship by 288 points over Waltrip, setting the stage for an Earnhardt dynasty. 1987. Dale Earnhardt. Earnhardt dominated 1987 to win his 3rd championship and 2nd straight. He won 11 races, often in intimidating fashion, including 4 in a row at mid-season. Earnhardt entered the stretch run with a healthy lead and clinched the title by 489 points over Bill Elliott. His aggressive excellence this year became part of NASCAR lore. 1988. Bill Elliott. Awesome Bill from Dawsonville finally claimed the championship in 1988. He and Rusty Wallace each won 6 races that year, but Elliott's consistency and strong final stretch made the difference. In the season finale, Elliott sealed the deal with an 11th place finish, securing the title by 24 points over Wallace. It was Elliott's first and only Cup championship. 1989. Rusty Wallace. Wallace captured his lone championship in 1989 with a flair for winning and a bit of drama. He took 6 victories, especially excelling on short tracks, and entered the final race with a slim lead over Dale Earnhardt. Wallace avoided trouble at Atlanta and clinched the title by 12 points, despite Earnhardt's late surge. It was one of the closest championships of the Winston Cup era. 1990. Dale Earnhardt. Earnhardt secured his 4th championship in 1990 after a fierce battle with Mark Martin. Earnhardt won 9 races and seemed to have the edge, but Martin's consistency kept the fight tight. Notably, Martin had been docked 46 points early in the season for a rules infraction, which proved pivotal. Earnhardt ultimately prevailed by 26 points, beginning a run of 4 titles in 5 years. 1991. Dale Earnhardt. Earnhardt continued his dominance with a 5th championship in 1991. He won 4 races and cruised through the late season while other contenders stumbled. Earnhardt finished 195 points ahead of Ricky Rudd to clinch back-to-back titles. This championship elevated him into a tie at 5 with all-time greats Petty and Yarborough on the title list. 1992. Alan Kulwicki. Kulwicki, an independent owner-driver, orchestrated a fairy tale championship in 1992. He won 2 races and entered the final race trailing Bill Elliott in points. In the Hooters 500 at Atlanta, Kulwicki led 103 laps to Elliott's 102, earning 5 bonus points for leading the most laps. That made the difference, as Kulwicki finished second and clinched the title by 10 points, the narrowest margin under the classic system. 1993. Dale Earnhardt. Earnhardt earned his 6th championship in 1993, outdueling Rusty Wallace in a season-long consistency versus speed matchup. Wallace won 10 races, but Earnhardt's steadier results, 6 wins and far fewer DNFs, gave him the edge. Earnhardt secured the title by 80 points, tying Richard Petty's then record of 7 championships in the process. 1994. Dale Earnhardt. Earnhardt's 7th championship in 1994 tied Petty's all-time record. He won 4 races and delivered 20 top 5 finishes, clinching the title with 1 race remaining. Earnhardt ultimately beat Mark Martin by 444 points. This championship cemented Earnhardt's legacy as a 7-time champion, a mark many thought would never be equaled. 1995. Jeff Gordon. Gordon, 24, ushered in a youth movement by winning the 1995 championship. In just his 3rd full season, he captured 7 wins and dueled Dale Earnhardt in a close battle. Gordon's victory at the penultimate race in Phoenix proved pivotal. He edged Earnhardt by 34 points for the title, preventing Earnhardt's bid for 8 and becoming the youngest champion of the modern era at that time. 1996. Terry Labonte. Labonte claimed his 2nd championship in 1996 with trademark consistency. He only won 2 races but piled up 24 top 10 finishes in 31 races. Meanwhile, teammate Jeff Gordon won 10 races but had more DNFs. Labonte's steady approach paid off as he beat Gordon by 37 points. At 39, Labonte set a record for the longest gap, 12 years, between titles. 1997. Jeff Gordon. Gordon secured his 2nd championship in 1997 by combining prolific winning with late-season clutch performances. He won 10 races and built a points cushion, but a hiccup in the fall kept the door open. In the end, Gordon held off Dale Jarrett by 14 points to take the title. At 26, he became a 2-time champ and signaled that a new dynasty was in the making. 1998. Jeff Gordon. Gordon delivered a historically dominant season in 1998. He won 13 races, tying a modern-era record, including streaks of 4 straight wins in 2 separate stretches. Gordon clinched his 3rd championship with ease, finishing 364 points ahead of Mark Martin. This banner year marked Gordon's 3rd title in 4 seasons and underscored his peak greatness. 1999. Dale Jarrett. Jarrett won the 1999 championship with exceptional consistency. He only had 4 wins, but he amassed 24 top 5 and 29 top 10 finishes in 34 races, a record at the time. Jarrett clinched the title a week early and won by 201 points over Bobby Labonte. It was the 3rd Cup championship for the Jarrett family. Father Ned won 2 in the 1960s. 2000. Bobby Labonte. Labonte claimed the 2000 championship by showcasing consistency similar to Jarrett's the year before. He earned 4 victories, including a win in the prestigious Brickyard 400, and led the points for much of the season. Labonte finished 265 points ahead of Dale Earnhardt, securing Joe Gibbs Racing's 1st Cup championship and joining his brother Terry as a Cup title holder. 2001. Jeff Gordon. Gordon earned his 4th championship in 2001. He grabbed 6 wins and took control of the standings in the summer. Despite a trying season for the sport, Gordon kept focus through the stretch run and clinched the title by 349 points over Tony Stewart. At 30, Gordon became a 4-time champion, the youngest to reach that milestone. 2002. Tony Stewart. Stewart captured his 1st championship in 2002 with a late-season surge and solid playoff performances. He won 3 races and overcame early-season inconsistency and a mid-season probation. Stewart entered the final race with a narrow lead and delivered a steady 6th-place finish to seal the title by 38 points over Mark Martin. 2003. Matt Kenseth. Kenseth's 2003 championship epitomized consistency over flash. He only won 1 race, but led the standings for 33 of 36 weeks by virtue of 25 top 10 finishes. Kenseth clinched the championship with 1 race remaining and ultimately prevailed by 90 points over Jimmie Johnson. His low-win title spurred NASCAR to implement the Chase playoff system the next year. 2004. Kurt Busch. Busch became the first champion of the new Chase format in 2004. He won 3 races and entered the 10-race playoff in the top spot. The title battle tightened at the finale in Homestead, where Busch nearly lost a wheel but recovered to finish 5th. He edged Jimmie Johnson by 8 points for the championship, the smallest margin under the initial Chase system. 2005, Tony Stewart. Stewart claimed his second championship in 2005 by excelling in NASCAR's summer stretch and the chase. He won 5 races and built a points cushion with consistent top 5s during the playoffs. Stewart held off Greg Biffle and Carl Edwards, who tied for second by 35 points. This title made Stewart a multi-time champion and affirmed his status as one of the era's best. 2006, Jimmie Johnson. Johnson scored his first championship in 2006, kicking off a historic title run. He won 5 races and rebounded from early chase troubles with 4 straight top 2 finishes to seize the points lead. Johnson clinched the championship by 56 points over Matt Kenseth, marking the start of 5 consecutive titles for the number 48 Hendrick team. 2007, Jimmie Johnson. Johnson defended his title in 2007 with a spectacular 10-win season. During the chase, he caught fire with 4 consecutive victories that propelled him past Jeff Gordon in the standings. Johnson secured his second championship by 77 points over Gordon, becoming the first back-to-back champion under the chase format. 2008, Jimmie Johnson. Johnson's 2008 championship made him just the second driver, after Cale Yarborough, to win 3 titles in a row. He tallied 7 wins and took control in the chase with consistent top 5 finishes. Johnson beat Carl Edwards by 69 points to clinch his 3rd championship, further solidifying the 48 teams dynasty. 2009, Jimmie Johnson. Johnson achieved an unprecedented 4th consecutive championship in 2009. He won 7 races and entered the chase as the top seed. Despite a rare stumble at Texas, a crash, Johnson recovered and sealed the title by 141 points over Mark Martin. His 4-peat set a NASCAR record for consecutive championships. 2010, Jimmie Johnson. Johnson extended his championship streak to 5 by winning the 2010 title. He captured 6 victories and faced his toughest chase test yet against Denny Hamlin and Kevin Harvick. In the Homestead finale, Johnson's solid second-place finish, combined with Hamlin's early mistake, secured the championship by 39 points. This 5th straight title added another milestone to Johnson's remarkable run. 2011, Tony Stewart. Stewart claimed his 3rd championship in 2011 in one of the most dramatic finishes ever. He entered the chase winless, but caught fire with 5 wins in the 10 playoff races. Stewart and Carl Edwards arrived at Homestead tied in points, and Stewart's race victory gave him the tiebreaker, 5 wins to 1, for the championship. They ended deadlocked in points, making Stewart's triumph the first ever title decided on a tiebreak. 2012, Brad Keselowski. Keselowski won the 2012 championship, bringing legendary team owner Roger Penske his first Cup title. In only his 3rd full season, Keselowski earned 5 wins, including 2 in the chase, and showcased cool consistency under pressure. He capitalized when Jimmie Johnson had late chase mechanical failures, clinching the championship by 39 points over Clint Bowyer. 2013, Jimmie Johnson. Johnson's 6th championship came in 2013 on the strength of 6 wins and trademark consistency. After 2 years off the throne, he returned to form, leading the standings for most of the season. In the chase, Johnson won twice and never let Matt Kenseth close in. He sealed the title by 19 points over Kenseth, moving 1 step away from the all-time record. 2014, Kevin Harvick. Harvick captured the 2014 championship in the first year of NASCAR's elimination-style playoff. The closer won 5 races, including a must-win at Phoenix to reach the final round. In the Homestead winner-take-all finale, Harvick drove to victory, beating Ryan Newman for the championship by 1 point. It was Harvick's first title and Stewart-Haas Racing's first as well. 2015, Kyle Busch. Busch overcame adversity to win the 2015 championship. He missed 11 races early in the year due to injury, but rallied with 5 summer wins to make the chase with a medical waiver. Once in the playoffs, Busch remained consistent and then won the Homestead finale to clinch the title by 1 point over Kevin Harvick. His remarkable comeback season earned Busch his maiden Cup championship. 2016, Jimmie Johnson. Johnson made history in 2016 by winning his 7th championship, tying Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt atop the record books. He won 5 races during the year and advanced through each playoff round. In the Homestead final, Johnson capitalized on late chaos to take the lead and the win, securing the title by 3 points. This triumph solidified Johnson's status as one of NASCAR's all-time greats. 2017, Martin Truex Jr. Truex delivered a storybook season in 2017 en route to the championship. He won 8 races, the most of any driver, and dominated the regular season. Truex then executed nearly flawless runs in the playoffs. In the Homestead finale, he held off Kyle Busch to win the race and the championship by 5 points. The title was especially emotional for the small Furniture Row racing team and capped Truex's rise to the elite. 2018, Joey Logano. Logano claimed his first championship in 2018 by beating the Big Three when it mattered most. He won 3 races and steadily qualified for the championship 4. Considered an underdog against season dominators Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, and Martin Truex Jr., Logano proved otherwise by winning the Homestead finale. That victory secured the championship by 5 points over Truex and gave Team Penske its second Cup title. 2019, Kyle Busch. Busch won his second championship in 2019 with a balance of consistency and clutch performance. He opened the year with 4 wins, then weathered a summer slump. Busch entered the finale among the championship 4 without a playoff victory, but he rose to the occasion at Homestead, winning the race and title. He beat Martin Truex Jr. by 5 points in the final standings and became the 16th multi-time champion in series history. 2020, Chase Elliott. Elliott secured the 2020 championship with a late playoff surge. The second-generation star had 5 wins on the year. Needing a victory in the penultimate race at Martinsville to reach the final, Elliott delivered. He then led the most laps and won the Phoenix finale, clinching the title by 5 points over Brad Keselowski. At 24, Elliott became the youngest champion since 1995 and brought Hendrick Motorsports back to the top. 2021. Kyle Larson. Larson capped a comeback story with the 2021 championship. Reinstated after a suspension, he dominated with 10 wins and set a modern record for laps led in a season. Larson entered the championship 4 as the top seed and lived up to it, winning the Phoenix finale to seal the title by 5 points over Martin Truex Jr. It marked the first championship for Larson and for Hendrick Motorsports' new generation of talent. 2022, Joey Logano. Logano earned his second championship in 2022 by combining veteran racecraft with clutch execution. He won 4 races and strategically positioned himself for the championship 4. In the Phoenix final, Logano dominated by winning the pole, leading the most laps, and cruising to the race victory. He beat Ross Chastain by 6 points for the championship, making him the first multi-time Cup champion of the next-gen car era. 2023, Ryan Blaney. Blaney captured the 2023 championship after a 10-race playoff run, where he peaked at the perfect time, winning at Talladega and then outrunning the field to win the Phoenix finale. That victory clinched the title by 1 point over Kyle Larson, giving Team Penske its second consecutive Cup championship and fulfilling the potential of a rising star. 2024, Joey Logano. Logano won his 3rd championship in 2024. Joining the sport's elite triple champions. Despite not being the favorite entering the championship 4, he delivered a clutch performance at Phoenix. In a high-pressure showdown, Logano held off teammate Ryan Blaney in the final laps to win the race and championship. The title made Logano just the 10th driver in Cup history to earn 3 or more championships, solidifying his Hall of Fame-worthy career.